Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We are back for another week of some NSP gameplay, and if you guys have been around the block for a while, I think you're going to really enjoy this week. So I think one of the biggest criticisms that some of the competitors have had with this series since round one is that it doesn't feel like the old traditional DDC Supercross tracks. Now the older tracks were a bit more, I'd say, openly scaled. They were a little bit wider. Berms were built a bit taller, the gaps in between rhythms were a bit bigger. So overall, it was just a faster style and a more fantasy style of tracks. And as of all of the rounds so far, Aiden has made them he scaled them down a tiny bit, add a little bit more realism there, even though the track layouts are fully custom built anyway. I can't put my finger on it because I'm pretty sure if I ask him, he would 100% say that absolutely nothing has changed in terms of the berm, jump, width of track scaling, anything this week. This week feels so much like an old school DDC track, and I had so much fun just straight away hopping on here. Now, the footage you're seeing in the background, as you can see, because I'm talking with my hands right here, this is pre-recorded. Don't know why. I'm recording this at 4 AM because I am an absolute degenerate as always, and the sleep schedule does not line up very well. It's actually quite difficult, you know, putting together multiple clean laps to make up eight-ish minutes worth of gameplay. So you'll see some sloppy moments in here, which I do apologise for, but I'm also trying to change a bunch of different lines as the laps go on as well to showcase to you guys what lines are and aren't doable. There's one particular section on this track that I love how he's built it, and it will, I'll point it out more when we come up to it. It's actually, oh, so after this next right-hander is when it happens. So it's got like 4 off-camber rollers going around this next right-hander coming up. It's not here at all, I lied. In a second. There's 4 rollers, and you can either like double roll and then jump out, or you can like jump into one, double round, and roll the last one. So here, I jump into it, try to double around the corner, roll the last one, and then in the next rhythm you can go triple quad, which I thought was the fastest to begin with, and thought would always be the fastest. But then there's an alternative line where you jump in, roll the third one, and then use the last one to jump into the rhythm section after that, and you can go like a triple, but you stay a lot lower than if you was quadding into the corner. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out from a racer's perspective, because so far this NSP like season, any lap that I put together in these preview videos that I think feels like a decent, doable lap time absolutely gets blown out of the water by at least the top 5 competitors. I'm not sure what's going on these days, but everyone just seems so cracked out of their minds. It is actually disgusting. So I'm having actually quite a good time sitting in the booth, and I mentioned this after the last live stream of this that I'd done, that I'm just really enjoying video games again right now. And I'm guessing it's just the attitude of not really taking stuff too competitively anymore. I will only go on about this for a second because obviously it takes away from MX Bikes, but I've been playing a hell of a lot of Battlefield 6 as it's come out. And I've played Battlefields in the past, not religiously by any means, haven't bought every single one. The last one that I properly invested time into was Bad Company 2 way back in the day, and since then I've been more of a Call of Duty kid. But I am thoroughly enjoying this Battlefield. It's so nice to be rewarded for playing objective rather than just running around and kill whoring the entire game. I love that I could get 10 kills an entire game, but because I'm like playing support and giving people resupplies and reviving people and sitting on hills, for example, capturing objectives, I could be higher up the leaderboards than someone that's dropped like a 40 bomb, and it just suits my playstyle a lot more. I've always been more of like that support kind of role in games in general. Even going back to when I'd play a bunch of FIFA with Charlie, for example, playing pro clubs, I'd always assist him and set him up for goals. Mainly because I was arse at actually scoring, but I was great at getting assists, so that's just what I like doing. But going back to this track, I know it's kind of an ongoing theme for YouTube guys to be like, okay, now this is the best one, okay, this is the new best track, new best compound, new best factory track, best supercross track in the game, this, that and the other. Out of all of the NSP rounds that we've had so far, this one's my favourite. that might change again in the last few rounds that we have of this series, and it's been a great series so far. I really have had a lot of fun commentating it, and as of the last, I want to say maybe 3 rounds, we've had some really, really good races and competitions. Last round, which was in Brazil, I didn't even say, we're in Poland. I think it's Poland. Let me double check real quick. I'm 99.9% sure we're in Poland, just based on the stadium name. We are at round, where are we at? Brazil last week. Yeah, we're at Poland. We're at Poznan Stadium in Poznan, Poland. There you go. Last week's LCQ was the best LCQ race I think I've ever watched. It was just so much like bumping elbows and just drama the whole way through. And I'm not sure what it is exactly about these tracks. I think it's mostly the different line options that enable all this good racing to happen, and it's not an easy thing to do in Supercross. And I always wonder what these tracks would ride like if Aiden put in some ruts and things like that, but I think it would actually hinder rather than help based on the layouts he makes. I don't really ever see any other Supercross tracks be ridden the way his tracks do, and what I mean by that is there's certain people, like Rush for example is a prime example of this. Brock done it a few times last week. If you're coming into a rhythm section, most people just row the 180 berm before it around the outside, and most people still do. But every now and then I'll see one of these boys just slam on the brakes and hug the bales tight inside and double into a rhythm rather than tripling. But so they lose time at the beginning, but then the rhythm that they hit through the rest of the section actually gains them that time back. So that by the time they get to the end of it, they're actually exactly the same as where they left off. Then creating multiple rhythm lines in this game in general is such a difficult thing to do. Not so much that the track builders aren't capable of doing so or they lack the talent. It's more so the way the game is these days. You know, the bikes are quite quick. The traction, especially on the 450s, can be a bit funny sometimes. So a lot of the time you're penalised for trying to hug a tighter inside line or turn in tighter in general. Your best bet 99% of the time is just to hold the power on all the way around the outside. And of course it's easier to do as well. You haven't got to be quite as technical as you do going inside and trying to modulate the throttle so you don't wheel spin at all. But Aiden seems to do a really, really good job at this, and I guess it's his specialty now. He's been doing this for a couple of years at this point. I wonder if we'll ever see an outdoors track from him. I don't know if I've ever seen Aiden even build a rut before. And that's not throwing shade, that's just, you know, showing his, what should I say, his abilities. I think that's what he's good at, that's what he's practiced. And he spends a lot of time kind of working and building on the scaling and the jump sizes and the transitions on the jump faces. So I'm happy to see his series doing really, really well. And of course, I will be commentating this. I'll be live streaming this tonight, Sunday the 19th of October, as of when you're watching this. And I'm going to mention this quite a few times, probably over the course of the next few videos, but I'll throw out to you guys if you stuck around this long in the video. Thank you very much. Start of November, 1st of November. It's a Saturday. I plan on doing a donate-a-thon again. It's been a while, it's been a fair few months, and I have seen a fair few people asking for them again and again. And I think to do it on the 1st of a month, it's a Saturday, it could not be better timing. It couldn't line up better than that. So I think it's time to do it again. So hopefully you guys will be able to stick around and join me for that. It's been quite some time. I'm not sure if I'm ready to give myself that pain and suffering again. But there you go. That is round number 8 of the NSP Championship. W track. Can't wait to commentate it. And I hope to see you all there later on in the live stream. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.